Hey gang, Tony here. I am shooting from a slightly different angle than usual because I have a lot of crap over there, so I'm going over here. And I am here today for a yard sale find video. Although that's kind of a misnomer because it was mostly bought at the flea market. My brother and I were in that direction, so we decided to go ahead and hit the old flea market, which is sometimes good, sometimes bad, you know. It's hit or miss. And it just so happens today was not so bad. I'll show you what I got. There aren't any crazy scores or anything, but just a lot of interesting stuff. The first thing I bought was a vintage pasta roller, which I'm just going to kind of give you a glimpse of because I'm sure most of you know what I'm talking about. It's the box there. It's this guy, one of those things. It's a hand-cranked pasta roller. Now, why would I buy a pasta roller? Well, oh my god, this thing is heavy as hell too. It's crazy. It is something I've been needing for my sculpting, actually. When I use the style clay that I use, it's really, really hard at first, and you kind of have to, oh my god, get out of my way! You have to like work the clay to really get it to a malleable place that you could actually sculpt with it. And it's kind of tiring on the hands to have to do that, especially if you're using a lot of it at once. So when you have a pasta roller, you could kind of just roll it through a few times and it gets it soft and warmed up, and then you could kind of use it a little easier. So I've been looking for a cheap pasta roller for a while. That one, he wanted $10 for, which is a little expensive for me at a flea market yard sale. Those actually do go for $30 to $40. So, I mean, it was a deal. But he also ended up throwing in this PlayStation 2 game for free. So he had this marked at $2. So $8 for the pasta roller, $2 for the game. Pasta roller goes for $34. This, you know, it goes for probably between $2 and $10 at the very highest. Probably not even that high. Probably more like $5. I can't even play PlayStation 2 games because I don't have a PlayStation 2. But it is the Sonic Mega Collection Plus, which has most of the original Sega Genesis Sonic games on there. It's a pretty cool collection to have, to be honest. So if I ever get a PlayStation 2, or I'll just give it away or something. Alright, then I got... Okay, this is kind of a silly pickup, but it was 50 cents, and I felt like I had to. I don't know why, but I got the Pound Puppies How to Pound the Pound VHS. Still sealed, by the way. Still sealed. It was 50 cents. It's not worth anything, but the memories. It just reminds me of the 80s. Sometimes I see 80s things that I know aren't worth much of anything, but the price is so low that I just get it anyway. This is one of those situations. Will I open it and watch it? Probably not. I'll probably look at it for a while and then give it away to someone or something. I don't know. So, what did I do with the other 50 cents? Well, I bought another basically unusable item that's worth barely anything. That is a vintage Shrinky Dinks refill pack. So, those of you who don't know what Shrinky Dinks are, they're this pretty cool toy. I mean, toy, I don't know if you could really call it a toy, but there's this cool thing that the ones I used to get in the 80s were usually already, they would have some popular characters outlined on a piece of clear plastic sheeting. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or, you know, I can't even think, He-Man or G.I. Joe, things like that. And you get them, and you would, if I'm thinking of the right ones, you color them. Shrinky Dinks, you color them, and then you cut them out, and you put them in the oven, and they shrink. And that was basically it. Sometimes the kit, if you got a kit, it would come with a little stand, so you could put it in the stand, and you play with it. So these refills are blanks. This is from the 70s, not the 80s, and these are just blank plastic sheets. So the idea with these would be that you would actually draw something on it yourself, and then cut it out and do the whole baking and shrinking thing. So, as you can see there. And it tells you all the kinds of things that you could do with them. Little Game Boy game. Game & Watch Gallery 3. He wanted $3 for it. I offered him $2, and he took it. And frankly, it's not really worth much more than that. Probably $2 to $4, something like that. $2 to $5. I just buy these little Game Boy games sometimes for the hell of it. If it's real cheap, if it's like a $2 thing, I just snag it, add it to the collection, use the Game Boy player on my GameCube to play them on TV. Or, you know, I could put in my Game Boy that I have, but I don't really like playing on little screens. So, that was, you know, nothing crazy. This is also nothing crazy, but it's another cool little thing that I thought, like, what can't leave it behind. This was $1, and it's a little Frankenstein monster. Frankenstein's monster from Burger King, I believe. Yeah, this was a Burger King thing from 1997. They had all the Universal monster, or at least a few of the main Universal monsters in the Burger King pack back then. I think there's probably a stand that came with this little thing that you could pop them on, but they didn't have that. Again, you know, for $1, when I see something like this, it's like, why not, you know? So, little Frankenstein's monster! Yay! Again, I'm like, my brother like looks at me kind of crooked when I get these things. He's like, "What are you gonna do with that? You don't have room for all this crap." I'm like, "Well, you know, when I get something like this, like this, like this, I usually am like, I'll leave it around for a while and kind of enjoy it, and then I wouldn't be surprised if one of you guys who order stuff from the Candy Corn Apocalypse shop, you know, open up a box of things that you ordered from me and find this in there. I just start throwing stuff into boxes that I get at yard sales because, frankly, I mean, I don't need the stuff. I like to get it, kind of enjoy it for a little while, and then pass it on, let someone else enjoy it, you know? So, you may see that in a box at some point. And next up, we have a Little Shop of Horrors record. This is not the movie soundtrack, it is actually the musical with the original cast. So that's the original cast album, musical Little Shop of Horrors. This was $1, and again, for $1, I couldn't pass it up. Just a cool little addition, you know what I mean? I don't have much of a record collection, to be honest. I have like 2 or 3 other Halloween and horror albums, old ones that I got at yard sales. It's not much of a collection. I don't expect to like start collecting these things, but whenever I see a record that is Halloween, horror, horror movie, yeah, you know the stuff I like, I'll go and get that. Okay, that is everything from the flea market. There was a couple things I'll tell you about from the flea market, and then I have one other thing to show you from a yard sale. So, the flea market today was actually pretty good. As you can tell, I got a few items. Nothing that's like worth $1 million, but just fun stuff. There was an insanely creepy head. That was like balding and said "New Man" on the collar. I'm probably not going to edit this to show you, but if you want to see the picture, you can go to my Instagram, at CandyCornApocalypse. That's my Instagram. Why don't you join me over there? Post some cool pictures sometimes. You can see the picture there. It was creepy as hell. And I asked how much they wanted. The guy, within 30 seconds, said $20. You know what? You could have it for $15. You know, take it for $10. I didn't say anything. I'm just standing there looking at him. I didn't even do any of my little tricks. I just stood there and he just kept dropping the price. But I still couldn't buy it because $10 for a fake mannequin head, I don't have anywhere to put it. It was creepy as hell though, so I took a picture of it for you guys. So check it out on my Instagram, Candy Corn Apocalypse. And the only other thing that's really notable from the flea market that I did not buy was there was a Super Nintendo. I should have taken a picture of it. It was the worst looking thing I have ever seen in my life. The entire shell was dark yellow, like urine colored. And there were huge chunks of plastic just broken off numerous places. The slot part at the top, the slot part, that was like pushed in and stuck. and it was just the worst, absolute worst condition I've ever seen a Super Nintendo. They wanted $5 for it. I was so close to getting it just to mess around with. But, ooh, Luna. Okay, you're alright. But at the end of the day, I have so many Super Nintendos sitting around that are in good condition, so I figured I'd pass on it, and I said, meh. Okay, so that was the flea market. I did see some other video game stuff, but, you know, too high prices or whatever. We happened to cross 3 yard sales. My brother drove past 2 of them and refused to turn back around. But one of them we did go to. And that one sale did not look promising. I saw a box of Dick Tracy trading cards. Complete box with the poster from, you know, 90s, I guess. And they wanted $30 for it. Frankly, it's not worth that. Even on eBay, you could get it cheaper than that. So, you know, I kind of walked away from that. And my brother asked about a power supply for a computer, and they said something along the lines of like $20, and you know that's a good deal. So right away, we're thinking like, oh, this is one of these yard sales. They're right near the flea market. They're probably dealers. You have any video games? No. All right. I turn around. Like, literally, turn around, look down. Super Smash Brothers, N64. What? So I picked that up. It goes, oh yeah, there's a game over there. I'm like, okay. Ooh, Luna, don't do that. There's a sculpture right here, and she's like, wants to knock it over. Don't, Luna. I'm assuming that they're going to say some crazy number. $2, which is insane for this, because it's worth anywhere from 40 to 60, depends really. So that was the best score of the day in terms of money, but everything was kind of cool today. I liked all the little incidentals that I picked up. So that is my second yard sale video of the season. Really only one yard sale that we went to besides the flea market. So far so good this year, you know, 2 weeks down. Both weeks got some decent stuff. I hope it keeps going this way. I'm excited. What'd you guys get this week? Anything? Hit those yard sales. Let me know. I'm excited for you guys too. Find some video games. And then tell me what you got and make me feel all jealous. Alright everybody. Hope you're doing well. Don't forget the big Geeky Rider event on May 1st. We're going to announce the secret project and we're going to have giveaways and it's going to be awesome. So you do not want to miss that. Make sure you come down to the Facebook event page. I'll put the link below. Sign up, come for the live hangout, and you'll be excited. You maybe win some stuff. It's going to be great. Alright, everybody, breathe deep in the night. I'll see you soon. Goodbye. Goodbye, everybody.